Okay, so this is part 2. My computer screen actually went blank because I hit the stop button on my keyboard with my journal. So this is part 2 of Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and all the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty Dumpty back together again. We're talking about Life Path 9 today. Today is a universal day of 9, and 9s are about completions of cycles, but 9s are also the humanitarians of the zodiac sign. Also, this can be a strong Sagittarius placement in your chart. Take it as it resonates. This is going to be a collective reading for all signs. The energy is a 9 for the planet in general here on the west side, at least in Western astrology. All right, just a recap. We have to be fair coming in here in our last message, our oracle message. Okay, so to be fair. And this is us being balanced. Whenever we are doing our work of humanitarianism, we were talking about in the first reading, say, for instance, you're a sponsor and you're sponsoring someone through AAA or NNA or something like that, and they have a relapse. And this could become frustrating whenever you're a person that sacrifices selflessly to serve others, and yet you find that you're feeling frustrated because of someone's relapse. Well, that's not your energy to take on. It's also not a place for our ego to get in the way and to become judgmental. We should be careful to watch out for emotional extremes, any kind of impatience or martyrdom, okay, at this time. Now, the energy is supportive for those of you who might work in health care industries, counseling, doctors, police forces, defenses, social networks, any kind of field or service driven career that has to do with humanitarianism. Okay, people who are led by compassion and selfless service to others. They have the fighting spirit and the energy to give to others freely. Okay, it's a very strong spiritual, compassionate energy that is the energy that's available to us today. But it also represents the end of cycles. So this is where we're going to talk about where the co-create and spirit come into play. We're talking about working with your angels, where you start to feel frustrated or start to feel like a martyrdom when you're doing the good work, the social services, all the things that you do behind the scenes. Remember Humpty Dumpty, when he had a great fall, nobody could pick him up again. I'm having a flashback, okay, of a scene where I was in church in my early 20s, and I used to stay behind and do prayer services for miracles. And there was a girl in our church who was handicapped, and she had cerebral palsy, so she had to walk with these little, braces. And the youth pastor asked if the youth group wanted to stay after church, skip lunch, stay with her, and just pray. And so we were like, yeah, I was like all fired up. I'm all about it. I believe in miracles. So we stayed there and we prayed. We lay hands on her. But this is what bothered me. This is where the ego stepped in. During the prayer, he started getting angry with God and started yelling at God and demanding that God heal this person, and that her faith was too weak, and that if her faith was stronger, then she could be made whole. And it just turned my stomach off. I thought, you are not going to manifest any kind of miracles. And we didn't. So this is what I'm talking about when your ego gets in the way of God. We are servants. We are called to serve. But the power of the Holy Spirit is what brings forth change in the lives of others. The goodness of God brings forth change. And every day we lose the battle of helping humanity one way, shape, or form, okay? Because this is what free will is about. Free will is what each and every one of us have here. So let's be careful not to become martyrs and become frustrated in our good works. We got to allow for the co-create with spirit. Right here and right now is the message that's coming forward today. Okay? So, with that said, let's do some tarot. I'm really digging this Witch's Tarot deck here that I got at the metaphysical shop last month. I'm finding it very, very good. It has a lot of energy in it. So this is the portion of the reading where we're could get almost personal. I don't know what's going to come out here. Spirit, would you show us the messages that would resonate with those who are watching? Just leave this a word of encouragement. So where we're not self-sacrificing, perhaps even. I'm sure the message is going to be about nines is what we're asking about. Humanitarianism, so forth. So let's go ahead and talk to the heart of the meeting. The meeting here, the meeting and the reading, the heart of the reading. What's going on in the heart of the collective for those of us who are in a life path 9 or working as doctors, healthcare providers, counselors, guides, humanitarians. And that could be any life path, by the way, but we're talking about the energies of the 9, which is about wrapping up cycles. Okay? So that we can have a new beginning. So there's going to be a sense of letting go of control for some of us. Okay? All right. Let's get some tarot here from which is tarot? The heart of the reading, please. This is our tarot section. Part 2. Okay. What's going on, Spirit? Holy Spirit, guides and angels, show us the heart of the reading. Seven of Swords. Aquarius energy. The shadow side of Aquarius. Are we gonna adjust or not? There's something here about this. Adjustments need to be made. Okay, 7 of Swords is we're dealing with people who lie and they're sneaky. Okay, I wish I could get this to focus. 7 of Swords is sneaky behavior. Someone who sabotages relationships, sabotages their own self. That's what you're dealing with. Okay, so it's important that you know that, so that you don't get caught up in selfless self-sacrificing for people who really have no true intentions of really changing. That's why you need to work with Spirit. Okay? Because Spirit doesn't want you to get burnt out. Holy Spirit does not want you to get burnt out on doing the good deeds that you're doing. But it is what it is what I'm hearing. Okay? The hearts of people, the hearts of men and women, a lot of them have corrupt hearts. They self-deceive themselves. They don't know who they are. They don't know their identity. They don't have anything to hold on to as far as any kind of grounding in their heart. These would be people who typically just use you because they are caught up in some sort of legalities and they have to. Or karma's come around so many times that they don't have a leg to stand on. So everything they see, feel, touch, and do has some sort of shady, sneaky behavior around it. Lying, cheating, stealing is what we're dealing with, okay? When you co-create with Spirit, the Holy Spirit will begin to reveal these things to you. You will have discernment. You'll know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You won't feel bad for saying no to some people. I'm seeing mothers, and particularly who have children who are caught in addictions. And how they selflessly keep continuing to give, but then because of this weakness that they have of empathy and compassion, it clouds their judgment. It becomes like smoke and mirrors. You don't want to say, my child can never be that way. I can't see my son or child in those eyes. And that's beautiful energy. That's what we need mothers for. But this energy is outside of the home. This is outside. This is community service, social work, doctors, counselors. Okay. So what's the energy that is that was the 8 of Swords, the energy that is crossing this. These are people who are in a mental prison that you're dealing with. This is a lower octave of the devil card, which is someone who is caught in a mindset that has become a mental prison. So they can't see themselves clean and sober. They can't see themselves free of the drama. They can't see themselves free of the financial issues that they're in. I mean, because we could be talking about financial counselors as well. Credit counseling. Okay? You know, we're dealing with people who because of their shady behavior, they've gotten themselves caught in a mental prison and they can't see themselves out of it. Okay, that's the energy that we're dealing with here. So what's the driving force of this? What's driving this energy for these people? Three of Cups is in the foundation of the reading. This is a nice support system in your foundation here. This is you being a friend, helping out another friend in your soul tribe. So you get by with a little help from your friends. Some of us here do have a nice support system that are here that has helped driving and support this information that's coming forward. Cancerian energy as well, okay? I see Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy here, and now I see Cancerian energy. An emotional support system, an emotional support group is in the foundation here. This is your support group, okay? You know, a threefold cord is not easily broken. There is power in numbers. Okay? So this person that you're dealing with, they could be a person who likes to isolate themselves. But really what they need is they need a support system. They need friends. What's in the headspace here for this reading? What's going on in the headspace? Talking about nines, ends of cycles, humanitarianism. We're talking about Mars, the planet of action. In the headspace, we have temperance. Michael the Archangel stepping in here, helping us temper our thoughts. Okay, like this is 2 cups of water, 2 people having a mature conversation, mutating the energies, bringing some patience into, yeah. If you're working alone, it's not recommended. Work with a team of other people. That way you guys can bounce ideas off of each other, and you can support each other and help each other remain more patient, more understanding, and willing to take your time, not rushing. Temperance, tempering your desires to judge someone or get frustrated or give up on them. Is indicated here. There could be a real temptation to do that. But your angels are here. Remember we said co-create with spirit. Call on Michael the Archangel to give you the wisdom and the guidance of how to navigate this energy, because we're dealing with mental illnesses. And the year of 2026 has got a lot of focus with Gemini energy, which has got to do with the higher mind. And Gemini energy is the twins, so they can very much be of 2 minds. So this is something to be aware of in 2026. You're going to really need to temper your feelings, okay? Because a lot of people are going through a lot of massive change, and they don't want to let go. A lot of people don't like change, but we're here to bring in some sort of change today with a 9. That change might look like you not being so frustrated in the good deeds that you're doing. You not feeling like you have to take on the responsibility for other people's choices. Not feeling guilty or bad about their choices. Wishing that you could done what more. You got to release them to spirit. What happened in the recent past here? What's the recent past energies? Recent past is the Three of Wands. Okay, so this is like a little bit of answered prayer. Somebody's ships are coming in. You really felt like they were, at least. You know, been praying, seeing some sort of results. Things were looking positive. Things are looking up in the up. Like it's like energy of manifesting, getting what you want. It's what in the recent past is being indicated. Can also mean travel. Incoming energies. Incoming energies. The here and now. Six of Swords. Six of Swords is some of us are just going to be asked to turn our backs, get in our boats, and move on to calmer waters. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and all the king's horses and all the king's men cannot put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Here and now, some of us are being asked to move on. You've done all you can in the situation to help, and the martyrdom is really starting to ring out in my head pretty loud. And you're not called to be a martyr. Okay? Alright, so that's what I have for you. This is the messages that are available to you today for those of you who would choose to accept them. If this message is something that resonates with you, please leave me a comment in the description box below. And if you need to book a personal reading with me, I have information in the description box below that talks about my rates. And if you ask, I have a $25 special available for a really quick check-in. I'll pull 3 cards for 1 question. And the information for payment is in the description box below. Make sure you send a text to me with a screenshot of your payment being made. That way I could follow up with it and make sure funds have transferred. Once they have, your reading will be released within 24 hours. Until next time, I wish you all the love in the world. God bless.